Hey, welcome into Sports Night. I'm your host. Thank you as always to First Bank of Wyoming as our sponsor. And well, our time is starting to run thin, isn't it? Both basketball teams hope to be at the Ford Wyoming Center next month, battling for a state title. And wrestling's off to regionals next week, and then states February 26th through the 28th. So just a couple of weeks left on the mat. Today we will be focusing on boys wrestling as they come out of the 4A conference duels. The inaugural 4A conference duels, I might add. And to get more insight on them and the season to come, I talk with SVI wrestling broadcaster Jason Hoops, as well as Star Valley Junior and two-time state champion Kimball Parry. Which reminds me, if you were watching last week, you might be saying, hey, I thought you were doing indoor track this week. And while track and field is in action, they were in Evanston today and at Kearns tomorrow. The Simplot games are actually next week, so I will be diving into that next week. But like I said, we're talking wrestling today. And as the schedule rolls down, Star Valley is at Evanston tomorrow for a duel and then getting ready for regionals. This past weekend was the first ever 4A conference duels held in Cheyenne, which is being added to the annual calendar as sort of a team state title preview. Some states, Wisconsin is one for example, actually hold two individual state championship tournaments. One determines the individual weight class champions, and then the following week, a dual style tournament bracket, just like what we saw this past weekend in Cheyenne, determines which team wins state. And for whatever stock you'd like to put into this, Thunder Basin is your inaugural 4A team duels champion. They dominated Natrona County in the final 50-18. And as we scroll over to the consolation finals, here's Star Valley picking up a win against Kelly Walsh in one of the consolation matches. Sheridan won the other, and Green River won their third place match. Overall, Star Valley finished 4-2 in the duels, with a loss to Kelly Walsh on Friday after beating Central in the opening round. And in consolation, Star Valley went on to beat Campbell County, Sheridan, and then finally Kelly Walsh. SVI Media was at the duels with Jason Hoops on the microphone, and he assessed the weekend as, well, assessless?
I don't think you can take anything away really from the results, because everybody had injuries, everybody was protecting existing injuries, everybody had forfeits, but it was an awesome event. I hope Wyoming embraces that and does more of it every year.
In fact, you might have noticed this forfeit of Star Valley to Green River. And neither team saw the benefit of this particular duel on day two outweighing the potential strain and drain on their wrestlers. So those two teams decided which would move on to which match. Star Valley takes the big L for that by technicality alone. Individually, here's the win-loss breakdown. Tel Perry and Caleb Lawrence both went undefeated, and Perry won all 5 by fall. 3 wrestlers went 4-1, including Owen Perry at 138. Kimball Parry was injured and didn't make the trip to the duels. More on him later. So it was up to Owen to carry the Perry name at 138. Cale Hoops at 165 and Elia Matawatia at 215 also went 4-1. But for some of these wrestlers, you have to look a little deeper than strictly wins and losses this weekend. Take Cooper Sessions, for example, at 113. Sessions finished with 3 wins and 2 losses at the duels, but it was actually one of his losses right here on day 1 against Kelly Walsh's Evan Probst that left the most lasting impression on both myself and Hoops. Trailing 14-7 going into the third period, Sessions went to work and nearly pulled off a comeback, losing by a single point, 14-13.
Even though Sessions lost that match, in my mind and heart, that was his best match because it showed effort and grit. I promise you that guy, I don't remember the guy's name that he wrestled, but that dude does not want to wrestle Cooper again, and it's because of that. And I just love that kind of performance by a young wrestler. And I haven't watched Cooper wrestle much, but I'm like, after that match, I'm like, okay, he's actually one of my favorite wrestlers to watch, because that match, even though he lost it, proved to him that he's not out. He's never out of a match. He can just keep coming back. And that poor guy that he wrestled, I promise you, he was just begging and pleading for that clock to end.
And Sessions' third round comeback we should not forget is partially helped along by recent rule changes to high school wrestling, namely in this situation, a takedown going from 2 points to 3 points, as well as the potential for up to 4 points for a near fall. Just 2 seasons ago, this takedown would have been 2 points, and as you can see, Sessions had ropes on his back as time was running out and might have been able to pull out the win with more back points had the clock not hit 0.
It's changed the game because if a wrestler can go feet to back, is what they call it. If you're in the takedown position and you take your guy down and put him right to his back, that's feet to back, you can, in just a few seconds, you can be up 7-0. You used to see guys take a guy down and let him up, take a guy down, let him up, get 2 points and give up 1. Get 2 points, give up 1. Well, now you can get 3 points and give up 1. And so you see a lot more takedowns because of the scoring system and back points. As quick as you can get back points, you're never out of a match.
Junior Kimball Parry is a 2-time state champion who has been sidelined as of late with an injury. Talking with him about some of the rule changes, he said the adjustments to point scoring rewards being more aggressive.
Definitely changed my approach a little bit. Like before, I'd kind of like score and then, I don't know, I'd kind of quit scoring because I didn't feel like they could score back enough, you know? And now I just try and score as many points as I can. Coming back is easier, but like winning in general, I feel like you have to do more against good guys. You could stall for the rest of the match and it wouldn't be a big deal, where now an escape and a takedown would tie you up.
There's also a third rule change that took effect last year, which loosened the out of bounds rule so that
you have the very tip of your big toe inside of that circle.
Then the match keeps going. Parry said this has been his favorite progression to the high school game.
I really like to wrestle on the edge, so that's like super good for me. And I'm not like, it's not to stall, but I just feel like if you're pressuring a guy out of bounds, they have to pressure in anyway, you know? And it just gives you that like extra room to score.
So you saw wrestlers kind of stop wrestling, thinking, okay, ref, you're gonna call us out of bounds now? And so it caused some awkwardness with refs. It caused some awkwardness with wrestlers. And now, because if there's any part of anybody's body inside the circle, you're supposed to keep wrestling it. And it's just changed a wrestler's brain to wrestle like you're supposed to. You're supposed to wrestle whistle to whistle.
Parry will travel to the duel tomorrow with Evanston, but will not compete. His sights are set on next week in Riverton for the regional tournament. Looking at the rest of this week's schedule, indoor track and field was in Evanston today for jumpers and throwers. The distance runners will be back at the Ice Oval in Kearns on Friday for the REP Distance Challenge. Speech and debate is at Green River on Friday and Saturday, and basketball is in Casper for a rematch with Kelly Walsh on Friday and Natrona County on Saturday. Those games, of course, will be broadcast live right here on SVI. And that's it for me. I'll see you next week.